What is going on, y'all? Freshman registration happened just a couple of days ago, and I have seen the UNC subreddit flooded by rate my schedule posts of freshmen just wondering how they did on registration, whether or not their schedule for the semester is going to be survivable or not. So I saw this and I posted on the UNC subreddit. I said I make videos about UNC, and if anyone wants their schedules rated, send me a DM with a photo of it and I will rate them in this video. So I posted that about a day ago. We have a few messages, so let's rate people's schedules. So they're a freshman pre-med biology major, and right off the bat I think this is definitely, especially for freshman year, pretty close to a perfect schedule structure wise, because it's symmetrical, and yes, Tuesdays and Thursdays with 3 classes are going to be a grind, but at least they're not back to back to back, and you give yourself a good amount of leeway on Monday and Friday that's free to catch up on all your work for those Tuesday, Thursday classes. Now, classes itself wise, I was looking, and Claire 380 is Life in Ancient Pompeii. I never heard of that class. Assuming that you're doing it for the gen eds, which are HS and WB, even though I don't usually recommend freshmen to take 300 level classes, if you are really interested in this and it's like the class you want to take for those gen eds, then that's fine, stay in it. LA 283, same kind of thing. Again, a very random class, but it gives BN and PH, with both pretty useful gen eds to knock out right away. So I think that class is fine as well. But now I'm looking at their other class, ANTH 145, and it also gives HS and WB, which is the same thing that Claire 380 gives. So unless there's a different purpose in taking this class, I would say choose only one of this and Claire 380, and then find another like first year seminar or an LFIT or something to add. And the IDST is just College Thriving, which is a required freshman course, so that's totally fine. I believe this is 13 credits, which is honestly on the lower side for a lot of first year freshman schedules, and I think that is totally okay. I took 16 and a half in my freshman year and I regretted it so much. I worry that a lot of freshmen are going to find it a lot harder to wake up for 9 a.m.s than they think, because it's so much later than the high school start time, but at least it's consistent across the board. So you're probably not going to have that big of a deal with that, since your sleep schedule should be relatively consistent. And I know this Bio 101 class you're basically going to be required to take this semester, so yeah, just stay in that. Make sure you don't let your sleep schedule fall off. So overall, I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10, just because of that overlap in credits between this class and this class. But if there is something I'm missing between the two and you do actually need to take both of them, then I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, moving on to the next one I was sent here, and already I can tell it looks a lot busier. First of all, we got Bio 103, which is like an intro bio class for the major, I believe. Chem 101, Chem 101 Lab, and Spanish 105. Good luck, my friend. I would highly suggest seeing if you can drop one of them and move it to next semester if possible, because I've heard from people that just took a bio and a chem class in one semester that in itself was enough to regret their decision. But adding the lab on top of that and Spanish 105, unless you're proficient in Spanish, foreign language classes here are actually fairly difficult. You're gonna have very little free time already from that, not to mention this is a 3-credit IDST and then 2 1-credit IDSTs. So if you could drop any of like the 1-credit classes and just move it to later, and maybe swap one of the science classes for a gen ed class instead, that's what I would suggest. Because also timing wise, like every single day looks pretty filled. You're gonna need to be really efficient with that 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. gap on Tuesday, Thursday, because you don't really have much time Monday, Wednesday, or even Friday, because your classes end at 2 p.m. And trust me, after your Friday classes end, you're not going to want to do any work, and that goes for everyone. So overall, I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. It's doable, but it's not going to be fun, and I don't think you're going to have much time away from school. Sorry. And now moving on to the next one. This person actually said they love my vids, so thank you. We've got Chinese 101 4 times a week. That's actually pretty typical with language 101 classes, so that's fair. But again, keep an eye out on your sleep schedule for having a 9 a.m. every day. And this gap I actually do like. You can probably get some breakfast and do some work within the 10 to 12:30 every day. And then we have English 105, which is a required freshman class, so that's fine. That's actually maybe what I'd suggest the last person to take instead of one of their science classes. Math 381. What is that? Is that discrete? That is discrete. Okay. I'm assuming you took a lot of levels of math in high school or something like that to already be at discrete, and you're either going to be a math or a comp sci major. But that class is going to take a lot of time, and I have not heard good things about it. But Comp 210, okay, that's going to help your CS major, obviously, fair. And then Applied Science is 110. Actually, I have had a couple friends take that class. It's pretty neat, useful, and not too much work, so I like that. Yeah, so the main amount of your work is going to be within Comp 210 and Math 381, but overall, I think given that this is only 15 credits, I believe, I think this is a manageable 15 credit schedule. I don't think any of the days are particularly that much of a grind classes wise. Only thing I'd say is discrete in freshman year is a bold move, but if you're taking it, I'm assuming you have a reason for it. Overall, pretty good schedule, but I do also worry a little bit about gen eds being a factor later on. Alright, moving on. This guy said he had quite a bit of credits because he went to an early college, so that's why there's less on here. So yeah, I think this is only 12 credits total. They've got Russian 101 for the language. You got Econ 101. It's not going to be too fun of a class. It's definitely going to be the most amount of work in your schedule, it looks like, but it's a necessary class that most people have to take. And you got some IDSTs in there. There's College Thriving. I believe this one's Death and Dying, which I've heard mixed reviews about, but it does give you a credit that you need. And the recitation. And honestly, time-wise, 11 a.m. twice a week, 2:30 once a week, and 12:20 the other days. That is a really nice schedule for first semester freshman year. Everyone's going to be struggling to wake up for the 8 and 9 a.m. so you're just going to be chilling until 11. Your sleep schedule is going to thank you. But overall, nothing I really see wrong here. I would honestly suggest maybe adding one more class, either a gen ed class or something towards your intended major. See how it is. And if you feel like you can manage that on top of all of these, then just keep it. If it starts to become a little bit too much work, then there's no harm in just dropping it after the first week. That's what I did a lot of the time freshman year. So I could just like test classes, if you will. And I dropped at least half of them after the first week because you get a good vibe for it then. So yeah, I would suggest that. But overall, like 8.5 out of 10. It's really clutch to come in here with a lot of credits, like you said. So yeah, enjoy freshman year, first semester as much as you can. And good luck with Econ 101. Here we go. We got a Econ and Business double major. Okay, that's more along the lines of what I did. So let's see what you got. Busy 100. Interesting. They only made that once a week now. 8 a.m. only once a week. Not too bad. Rest of the days 10 a.m. 12:30. That's a pretty good schedule time-wise. You got Math 232. Another one of those not too fun but necessary classes. Store 155. Another B school prereq, so that makes sense. English 105. IDST 132, which is probably just another required general class you need for your major. And then the recitation for 232. This is honestly a really balanced, nice schedule. I don't think anything really stands out to me as something that you're going to spend a lot of time working on compared to the other classes. You're going to have a fair bit of work in 155, 232, and Busy 100 doesn't require too much work. It's just a good amount of like studying that you have to do before the exams. And then the IDSTs. So overall, maybe even fit like your LFIT physical activity class in there if you can. You are going to have pretty busy Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, but really use that time on Tuesday when you only have one class to make up for it. If you haven't taken Econ 101, then I support your decision for not taking it this semester. I'd probably take it next semester instead, but honestly, really good schedule. And also remember to be efficient within these gaps because it's so easy to just, eat something and just walk around, not do anything during these gaps. But using at least one of these hour gaps every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to get some work done can do a lot and free up a lot of time for you later in the evening. Here's another one I saw on Reddit that I just want to speak to real quick because it honestly looks very similar to my second semester freshman year schedule. I had 2 hour and 50-minute classes and then a 2 hour 45-minute class as well as the same exact class as Arts 105, which is Intro to Photography. I also had a French class 3 days a week, and honestly, I didn't mind it as much as I thought I would. I thought those Tuesdays and Thursdays were going to be hell, but overall, getting that 9:30 start was nice, even though it wasn't easy at times. And then the arts classes, they are super long, but I think they are the more interesting classes that you would see, like it's photography. French 105 is just a lot of vocab and online quizzes and stuff. And the schedule is probably going to be not that fun. I think you get a lot knocked out by doing a schedule like this, and you're done at 1 on Fridays, which is great. So, and then I see posts like this. Is it my idea to take Bio 650 as a freshman? Yes it is. There's going to be plenty of time to take those higher level courses later, and I promise you're going to want to have more time freshman year than any other year to just enjoy, explore, meet people, all of that. So yes, don't take Bio 650 as a freshman. Okay, it's been a couple of days since I've gotten 2 more schedule messages, so I'm going to try to go rapid fire with these. This first one is from a freshman who said he's only in 12 credits right now, but he is trying to add 1 more class, so that's good. And he's got Comp 110, Korean language, college thriving, and Math 232 right now. Honestly, a very balanced schedule. 232 and 110 are going to be a good bit of work, but assuming you're probably going to be a comp sci major, that's necessary. And it's not a crazy amount for first semester. And if you add a class, I'd recommend it to be a basic general credit class or English 105, and that shouldn't add too much work to the overall. And like I said, you can always drop it. And he also said he's going to try to change his Math 232 class to Monday, Wednesday, Friday before his Korean class. I don't necessarily think this will be a huge deal. If it's like an 8 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would recommend against it. But if it's right before the Korean class, then I'd say go for it, because 3:30 to 4:45 on Tuesday, Thursday is not a fun time to have a class. But overall, 8 out of 10. And this next one is by a transfer junior, and it looks like a very light schedule. This class that looks like it's Tuesday evening, he said is asynchronous and online, so he literally just has classes Monday, Wednesday. Usually I strongly recommend against taking 3 classes back to back to back, especially given that these are long classes. It goes from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and honestly, if you can move one of those to a different day of the week, I would say go for it, unless you really want 3 days off every week. But this might be the one exception where I say that's okay, because they're kind of just getting it all over with on one day. I know you're probably not going to be able to do any work on Monday evening, but you have so much time the rest of the week to catch up on all of it. I mean, add a class if you need to, but if you're a junior, you probably have a lot of credits, and this is just what you need to take. So yeah, very unique schedule. Enjoy those days off, and I'll give this a 7.5 out of 10. Fair schedule classes wise, but man, that Monday is going to be rough. Alright, that's going to do it for me. If you have a schedule that you want me to look at, just DM it to me on Instagram or something, and I'll just respond to you in text. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. I will see y'all later. Peace.